Okay, now we will be studying about one of the secretory tissue, that is laticifers. Laticifers are the type of tissues which are occurring in almost all the flowering plants. Why the name laticifer is given? Because it secretes a substance that is called as latex, and the latex is normally yellow, white, or you will be having bright pink in color, or it may also have colorless also. It may be colorless. The substance which is secreted from the laticiferous tissues are called as latex. It is either yellow, white, bright pink or colorless. Now here I have given a list of some plants which will be secreting latex, and the color variation occurs depending upon the different plants in which that is secreted. For example, as per your syllabus, we have some plants here like euphorbia is there in your syllabus and lactuca is there. The latex which is secreted is in the form of white color, and in argemone and cannabis the latex which is secreted, you will see it in the form of, in argemone, yellow, and in cannabis you will see it in the form of yellow plus brown combination. Next, in papaver you will see a combination of yellow and orange, and in morus you will see the combination of no color, and you will see the occurrence of latex is colorless. Now this latex occurs either as an emulsion, this may occur as an, latex may occur as an emulsion or any suspension in the plant body. Now again, the occurrence of laticifers latex occur either in the form of emulsion or suspension, and the metabolic products or the metabolic byproducts which are produced by this are also changing from species to species. It may be in the form of alkaloids or in the form of small granule like structures. Now here the alkaloids occur in the form of liquids. Here it may secrete terpenes, it may secrete terpenes, it may secrete gums, it may secrete resins or other in the form of other liquid forms. It may also occur, the secretion may be in the form of terpenes, gums, resins in the form of granules. Now here we have example, one more example is in caraca papaya there is a proteolytic enzyme is there which is secreted by the laticiferous tissue, and in the latex of euphorbia we will see, in the latex of euphorbia we will see the presence of B vitamin which is secreted, occurs abundantly in the latex of euphorbia. Normally in euphorbia we will see the presence of B vitamin which is more abundantly present where it is present in the latex, where this type of latex is useful in the secretion of B vitamin from the euphorbia. Here these are the presence of oxalates, oxalate also occurs, and these are occurring in the form of crystals. So laticiferous tissue is a type of tissue which secrete a milky white pink color or colorless substance called as latex, and depending upon the different plants the shape, the color of the latex changes. These are there: euphorbia, argemone, papaver, morus. Now these type of tissues either occur in the form of emulsion or in the form of suspension, and these are the chemical nature of this latex varies from species to species, and its byproducts or metabolic byproducts varies from species to species, and it may occur in the form of solids, it may occur in the form of liquid, or it may occur in the form of small granules like in terpenes it may secrete gums or it may also secrete resins. For example, it also have oxalates, and which are occurring in the form of oxalates, and it may have malates also, oxalates and malates which are occurring in the form of crystals. And in for example, there is a plant called as caraca papaya which has a proteolytic enzyme which is also secreted with the help of latex, and in euphorbia you will see the euphorbia is very rich in B vitamin, so that is secreted out with the help of the latex of euphorbia with the help of laticiferous tissue. Now in the plant body the distribution also changes from species to species. So, for example, some latex are associated with the phloem and some are associated with the xylem, and if these are associated with the xylem tissue, these are more or less confined as more or less similar to the xylem race. Now, in the plant body, the distribution also changes according to the different plant tissues where they are occurring. These may also occur in the vascular tissue. These may occur in the vascular tissue. Where in the vascular tissue? Mainly in the phloem. And if it is occurring in the, it is difficult to like it is in the phloem, it is attached to the nearby to the sieve cells. So you will feel vascular tissues of the phloem, and in this it is associated with the sieve cells. In case of xylem, it is in the form of xylem rays, and these are these are associated with the parenchyma. Laticifers are found to be mainly associated with the vascular tissues, mainly in the phloem. These in the phloem, these are found near the sieve cells, and we find it difficult to separate it from the sieve cells. Whereas in case of xylem, it is associated with the xylem, or these are, we can say, these are confined to the xylem rays, and these are associated with the parenchyma, and these are occurring as a separate cell or in the form of a combination of different cells, and they appear in the form of a tube-like structures. And there are because of this, these are two types. Although there is a difference in the structure, the performance wise both are similar in secretion of the unnecessary material from the plant body. Now there are different types of laticifers. Now what are the different types of laticifers? These are called as, first one is called as non-articulated laticifers, and second one is articulated laticifers. Now these non-articulated and articulated laticifers are the different types of laticifers. Now we will be dealing about non-articulated laticifers in detail. Non-articulated laticifers, this is one type. In non-articulated laticifers, these are also known as simple laticifers, or these are also known as latex cells. Now these are formed singly, they are formed in single, and or they may state as solitary structures, solitarily. Okay. Now these are formed from the these are formed from the meristematic tissue from the embryonic stage. Meristematic tissue, like in the growing stages from the initial stage or in the from the embryonic stage, and these are from the embryonic stage. At the embryonic stage, these are simple structures. When the plant grows, they protrude and multiply and develop into a well-developed structure. And here, these are occurring in the form of cenocytes. These are cenocytic in nature, with thick walls. These are cenocytic in nature and with thick walls. Hence, these are easily recognized, identified with the different cells which are associated with the simple laticifers. And normally, these are seen in the plants belonging to Asclepiadaceae, Euphorbiaceae, and you are having Moraceae and Articaceae. The non-articulated laticifers are also called as simple laticifers or latex cells. These are occurring singly or solitarily. These are developing from the meristematic tissue at the embryonic stage or at the beginning stage. These will be in a simple structure. As the tissue develops, the plant body develops, the tissue also develops, and they develop into a structure called as branches, and these branches are not combined together, and so there is no possibility of formation of network like fashion. And again, these are sinusoidal in nature with the thick walls with them, and normally usually this type of Laticifers are seen in the family members of Asclepiadaceae, Euphorbiaceae, Moraceae and Urticaceae. Okay. Now here this type of Laticifers, there is a type called as branched type. We said this meristematic tissue will undergo divisions from the simple stage to the maturity stage and develop into a branched structures. Though these are branched structures, they never formed into a network like fashion. So these branched structures, where do we see these branched structures? The branched type is seen in the leaves. What is this branch type of structures will do? They pass through the vascular bundles and help in the development of the mesophyll tissue in the leaves. Branch types of structures are the structure, branch type of Laticifers are present in the pass through the vascular bundles and develops in the branches, and they help in the development of the mesophyll tissue in the leaves. So this type are called as branch types. Sometimes they may extend in up to the epidermis also, these branch types. First, they in the leaves, they enter into the vascular bundle and they develop into branches in the mesophyll, and in some cases it may extend up to the epidermis. The examples for these are Nerium, Catharanthus, okay, these non-articulated Laticifers are also associated with primary phloem, and these are usually absent in the secondary tissue. Okay, latex cells are simple Laticifers. These are occurring singly, solitarily, and these are developing from the meristematic tissue from the embryonic stages. At the initial stage they are simple, but as the maturation goes on they undergo multiplication and they develop into some branch like structures, but these branch like structures luckily don't form a network like fashion and they are left alone. And these type of branch structures which are formed are usually seen in the leaves. In the leaves they develop, they enter into the pass through the vascular bundles, develop into branches and develop the mesophyll tissue, and slowly continuing the division they may extend up to epidermis in the leaves. The examples for branch type is Nerium and Catharanthus, and this type of Laticephorus tissue or simple Laticifers are seen in mostly associated with the primary phloem, and these are found to be absent in all the secondary tissues. Articulated Laticifers is another type of tissue, or we can say another type of Laticefer. It is also called as latex duct, articulated latex ducts, or it is also called as latex vessels. These are also called as latex vessels, or it is also called as compound No, these two also develop from the embryonic stages from the meristematic tissue with similar to that of the latex cells, and these are the compound structure from the developmental point of view. These are compound structures, and how these Laticifers are formed? These are formed by the destruction and degeneration of the cross walls of the rows of the cells. If it is rows of the cells, their cross walls will be destructed or degenerated, because of which this type of latex vessels are formed, and these are compounding structures and these almost grow in longitudinal tube-like structures, and these are branched and often these are branched structures, and often each branches anastomose with each other, or they interact with each other, anastomose with each other, and they lead to the formation of a network like structure. Okay, these are compound structure. These occur in the form of longitudinal tubes. These are branched structure, and each branch structure will anastomize with the another branch structure and may lead into a network-like fashion. These latex vessels are compared with the vessels of xylem. The structure, whatever function the vessels of xylem does, it does here, and these are living in nature and are cenocytic. These are living in nature and are cenocytic cells, and usually found in the families like Compositae, Convolvulaceae, Supportaceae. Liliaceae. So these are found in the families like Compositae, Convolvulaceae, Supportaceae and Liliaceae. These are normally found associated. The variation occurs in their arrangement. There is a drastic variation in the arrangement of the Laticifer vessels. These are normally associated with the phloem. For example, basically these are more of associated with the phloem tissue. In example like Carica papaya tree, papaya. It is not only associated with xylem, it is associated with xylem and phloem, both the tissue. Normally, Laticifers vessels have an association with the phloem tissue, but in case of Carica papaya, it is associated with both the complex tissues like xylem and phloem parenchyma. In Hevia brasilensis, so what is Hevia brasilensis? It yields economically important rubber. Here these are developed, these are developed from the secondary phloem. Okay. Now in Carica papaya, these are associated with xylem and phloem. Here these are associated with the secondary phloem. Now here, what is the origin of these articulated laticifers? The actually Laticifer tissue origin is not yet confirmed. The research have been still going on. Research is still on. Nobody has come to a conclusion what is the origin or so. What is the role of Laticifer tissue? Actually, the role of what actual function the Laticifer cells or Laticifers vessels does, till date we have not been confirmed with the new with the update of the role. Here there are two point of view, that it is either secretion or excretion. Here in 1918 there was an anatomist called as Heberland. There is an anatomist called Heberland in 1980 who said that though we don't know the actual role of the Laticifer, he considered Laticifer as having both nutritional value to it. He added that the Laticifers may have nutritional value. Now, in case of another anatomist is there, he said that okay, yes, though it has a nutritional value, then we can say that these Laticifers, according to Spurge in 1939, he said that Laticifers are the tissues which are helpful in the function or in the storage material, storing of the material, food material in the plant body. So as it has the nutritional value, he said yes, there is a type of tissue called Laticifers. It may be latex cells or latex vessels. Its main function will be in the storage of the food material. Though whatever may be the function, we come to a conclusion that latex consists of a type of tissues which are basically important for the excretion of the metabolic byproducts, but the secretory system, the excretion of the metabolic byproduct is the basic function till now we know about latex cells. The secretion process by this secretory tissue is not yet confirmed. Now next one is economic importance of Laticifers. Now why we are studying about economic importance here? We study about rubber. Okay. Now rubber, commercially the secreted plants, what is the economic importance? Commercially the latex secreted from these plants, latex secreted from the plants is commercially most important. 30% of the rubber which is 30% of the rubber which is obtained from the latex of Hevia brasilensis is obtaining from the latex of the Hevea brasiliensis. Whatever rubber we are using here is obtained from the plant called Hevea brasiliensis. In Hevea brasiliensis, the latex of the Hevea brasiliensis is useful for the excretion of the rubber from it. And here other species which produce rubber, there is a genus and this is species. Hevea is a genus. There are different types of species of Hevea which will be producing the rubber. I'll just give down the list of the plants and the rubber type of rubber produced. Depending upon the species, different types of rubbers are produced, which may come to you as multiple questions. Okay, the different types, we said 30% of the normal rubber which is obtained is from Hevea brasiliensis. We also have different species of plants or like which will produce different types of rubbers which are commercially important to us in the society. So what are those, and what is the species from which we get the rubber, what is the type of rubber which we are getting, and which family we are getting that particular plant. Okay, now here first and the foremost we have here is Castiola elastica. It is species, and here these all are the species of the Hevea. Hevea brasiliensis, we said no, 30% of the basic commercial rubber is obtained. So we also talk about different species of Hevea brasiliensis. Instead of brasiliensis, we will be talking about Hevea Castiola elastica. It gives Panama rubber with the family belonging to Moraceae. Here again it has a species called as Parthenium argentatum. It has a guayule type of rubber. It is obtaining from Asteraceae family. Here again we have one more species, that is Taraxacum coxsages. Here it will produce a type of rubber. It is called as coxsages family Asteraceae. Here one more one more species we have here is Manihot glaziovi. It is glaziovi. Here it is producing a type of rubber called as Syrah rubber, which belongs to the family of Euphorbiaceae. Again one more you have is Ficus elastica. It will be producing a rubber, as it is maximum plant is available here. It is, the name is given as Indian rubber, example Moraceae. Now next one is Cryptostegia grandiflora. It is a type of species where it will be producing a rubber. The name is Madagascar rubber, and this type of rubber is obtaining, this type of species or rubber is obtained from, they belong to the family called as Asclepiadaceae. This 6 are very important. You may, like, for the scientific name of the Hevea species and the type of rubber, depending upon the different species of Hevea brasiliensis, the name of the rubber changes, and the from the material from where, which family it is collected. This will come as multiple choice. Now these laticifers are also useful in the excretion of some alkaloids. Like for example, we have given here some examples of the alkaloids which are excreted from plants. There's a family names and the scientific name of particular plant. For example, we have some alkaloids like morphine, codeine and thibert. These are the alkaloids which are obtained from the plant belonging to Papaver somniferum, and this Papaver somniferum, as you all know, is a alkaloid secretor. Excretion, morphine is excreted from Papaver somniferum, and this Papaver somniferum belong to the family Papaveraceae. Now another type is, we are having an example of Carica papaya. Carica papaya is a type of plant which has a proteolytic enzyme called as papina. So the latex of this papaya will help in the excretion of proteolytic enzyme called as papina. Now another one is like for example, we have the artificial teeth preparation, and we also have the usage of golf balls when we are playing golf. So this latex of this plant Palicum gutta, the Palicum gutta is a scientific name of the plant whose latex is used for the preparation of artificial teeth and golf balls, and this Palicum gutta is belonging to the family of Sapotaceae, and these are also used as an external application for the preparation of the hydrological cables, geological, and these are also helpful in the preparation of geological and hydrological cables. And this belongs to the family Sapotaceae. In a similar way, one more we are having is the chewing gums. Normally we keep it in our mouth, is prepared from the extracts taken from Manilcara zapota. These are the scientific names of the plants which are used for excreting the material required for the preparation of the chewing gum. So here you just remember Papaver somniferum belongs to which family? Papaveraceae, and it excretes what? Morphine, codeine and thibert. Next, in the same case, a proteolytic enzyme. What is a papain? Papain is a proteolytic enzyme. Where is it present? It is present in Carica papaya. And again, there is a plant called as Palaquim gutta. It belongs to which family? Sapotaceae family. What is it used? The latex of this plant material is useful in the preparation of artificial teeth and golf balls, and externally these are also helpful in the preparation of geological and hydrological cables. Now again, what is the scientific name of the plant which prepares the chewing gums? Then it comes as Manilcara zapota is the plant whose latex is used for the preparation of the chewing gums, which we normally go on chewing in our mouth. Okay, these are the different types of latex which are used for the preparation of alkaloids or other substances which are unnecessary in the plant body are excreted out. Okay.